All right, yeah, hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Uplift past Crossroads, my podcast, Uplift past Crossroads. I got some people in the house, so I have to stay kind of quiet and whisper to you guys. But anyways, what's up? How you doing? All right, so I just went live. We did a video before talking about one of my life verses that I have, and like I said before on my YouTube channel, Uplift past Crossroads, I have many playlists, and one of my playlists is called titled Life Verses. And that's where I just take a scripture verse that touches me, that relates to me. I apply it to my life, and it resonates with me more than a lot of other scripture verses. And not just that, like it it should represent me in my life. Like everybody should be able to think about me when they think about that scripture verse. You know what I'm saying? So I shared a few of those scripture verses. The video before this was what was the scripture verse? It was Ecclesiastes 11 verse 1 through 2. And so for today's video, for this one, it will be on Exodus 23 verses 30. So let's go ahead and get to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and read Exodus 23 verses 30. It reads, little by little, I will drive them out before you until you have increased enough to take possession of the land. Right? Little by little, I will drive them out before you until you have increased enough to take possession of the land. That's Exodus 23:30. So I actually did a video on this same verse a long time ago, back in the day. It wasn't back in the day. It was like last year. Like, yeah, it was a year ago. So it was Exodus 23, 20 through 33. I was elaborating on that whole passage of scriptures in Exodus chapter 23. And I was just talking about God's timing with that verse. So with that verse, you got to understand the book of Ecclesiastes 23, the Israelites just came out of captivity. They were in captivity for 400 years. The Israelites was in captivity for 400 years. To the Egyptians, and God, told Moses to tell Pharaoh to let his people go. You guys know the whole story. So they were in the wilderness, and God promised them, the Israelites, the land, right? The promised land. Like, you're gonna go to this promised land. But they, and it was a quick journey, but because of their disobedience and because of all the times that they doubted God and stuff like that, a lot of them, most of them, except for two of them, didn't make it to the promised land, right? That was alive in that time period. Only I think it was Caleb and Jacob made it, and then obviously the younger generation, anybody under 18 or something like that. But anyways, either way it goes is, in order for them to even get into the promised land, that so many enemies have to be conquered, right? So we read in the Bible, we heard it like when the spies, I think it was 12 spies, went into Canaan. So where the promised land was, they spied the land, right? And they came back with huge grapes that was bigger than all of them, right? And this was just the fruit in the land, right? So they had to conquer a lot of giants and a lot of mighty people, a lot of mighty enemies of God. Like if they were to get this promised land, so it was a daunting task. Everybody was thinking it was impossible. So 10 spies came back with a negative report, and only two believed that God could fulfill his promise and give them the land, guys. You see what I'm saying? And in order for them to get the land, so again, today's life verse, this is one of my life verses. It's Ecclesiastes chapter 23, verse 30. It says, little by little, I will drive them out before you until you have increased enough to take possession of the land. See, God's not going to rush the process. That's the key. He's not going to rush the things that you want in this life. So for me, for example, I want to be a preacher. I want to teach the Bible, right? I've been knowing I was called to do that since I was 17. Um, since I was 17, but I don't want anything. All right, you can just keep on distracting me. All right, but anyways, before I was rudely interrupted by my fiance, what was I talking about? Do you remember what I was talking about? Dang, thanks a lot. See, that's why I told you. Y'all know what I was talking about. I don't even remember. Little by little. Okay, yeah, I was talking about the scripture verse. So, yeah, God's not gonna rush the process with you. He's not gonna rush, getting you to the end chapter of your life, right? Like that dream, whatever you're trying to get to. So for me, another example is marriage, right? Having 6 kids. I want 6 kids, right? God's not rushing the process with that. Like the process is important. God's preparation period is important. He doesn't want to put more on you than what you're ready for. He needs your care. You have to have a certain character, a certain integrity level. Like you gotta be ready for the temptations and the pitfalls and the battles that you're gonna face when you get to that place in life of living your dream, whatever that dream is for you. So I already told you some of mine, getting married, 6 kids, having a church and preaching 24/7, being an author and writing books about the Bible and God and stuff like that, animation. Like, so I'm not ready for that yet. Right. So this is a preparation period. So this is just my coming out party, basically, my social media platforms and stuff like that. It's giving a little these are my beginning stages, right? And it looks different than everybody else's, right? So until you have increased enough to take possession of the land. So that's the key. So little by little, though, that's the verse, right? So the title of today's video is the ripple effects of small steps. The ripple effects of small steps, right? And like before I even go there, I wanted to really hone in on this point though. Until you have increased, right? Until you are who God created you to be, until you are where God needs you to be for that chapter, for that level against those devils. I'm trying to say, guys, like God's not gonna put more on you than what you can bear, and He's not gonna put you in a battle that you can lose, right? He's gonna put you in battles that you're ready for, you're prepared for. You can take out those bosses and those enemies of God and stuff like that. And so, who were the enemies of God that the Israelites had to face? Little by little, I will drive them out. Who's God going to drive out? He's going to drive out all these different enemies. He's going to drive out. Look how many enemies the Israelites have. I've been trying to look for this photo everywhere, and now I finally have it. And here goes the enemies of God. Like all these enemies, these are the Jews' enemies, the Israelites' enemies, all of them. So the Perizzites, the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Havites, the Amorites, the Moabites, the Edomites. You guys see how many enemies these are? This is how many enemies the children of God had. Come on. Like, do you feel like you have a lot of enemies? Do you have a lot of stuff working against you and working trying and that do you have a lot of stuff in opposition against you, trying to take you out, trying to stop you from fulfilling your dream? Do you have a lot of stuff in life just prohibiting you from accomplishing what God called you to do, or just choke you out and discourage you and keeps you from doing what you need to do because you're so you're just so, I'm not gonna say weak, that's not the word to use, but like you can't take the heat. You guys know what I'm trying to say. You can't take the heat, and you're not willing to fight for the life that you want. You guys know what I'm trying to say there. So, yeah. So I told you guys, like, this is one of my life verses. Like, little by little, God will give you possession of what you want. And I said in the video that I showed you before. So you guys make sure to watch that video on my YouTube channel. The first video I did on this verse, right? So it's called God's Time and Little by Little. Check out that verse. I'll make sure to put it in the description of this video on my YouTube channel. So go to my YouTube channel and on my podcast, Uplift Past Crossroads, right? Those are my YouTube and podcast. But anyways, yeah, I got so much stuff going on. Everybody keep on walking by me in my house. Like, it's really distracting. But yeah, little by little, I will drive them out before you, right? So yeah, like little by little, like that's the way life works, guys. Like, do you guys know that we need rain? Like, we need water, like in this life. Like, and I don't know the science behind it, but somebody does. So look up the science behind it, like a guy speaking through creation. And I'm gonna be talking about that in multiple ways in this video. So like, how much rain does the earth need every day? Or like in a week, or in a month, or in a year? How much water does the world need? Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, how much rain does, I live in Nashville, Tennessee. So how much rain does Mount Juliet, Tennessee, in Nashville, Tennessee? Like, how much rain do we need, like, for our crops and the grass to be in a good place, and not for it to be a dry land and stuff like that? So yeah, like God, if He wanted, He could just give all the earth all the water it needed for the whole week, or He can give everybody, the whole entire like state of Tennessee, all the water that it needs, like today, in one swoop, instead of like giving us giving us rain drop by drop. You know what I mean? Like, have y'all seen how tiny a drop of rain is? Like, just one drop of rain before it rains, you feel how tiny it is, right? So, like, imagine if God flooded the earth, like, and just drenched it with water instead of giving the earth like one drop of water. Like, how detrimental and like how bad that would be for human beings, probably, and animals too. You know what I'm trying to say? So God does stuff in creation little by little for a reason. Like there's so many stuff in creation that that God does things, little by little, brick by brick, and He does it for a reason. Because if He gave us all what we wanted all at once, it would be too much for us to bear. It'd be way too much for us to handle. You guys see what I'm saying? So this is why what you want to happen ain't happening right now. This is why God's time is so perfect. Because honestly, guys, I'm not ready to be a father. Like I can tell you now, like my mom and my siblings say it all the time. Like I'm a butt when I'm grinding. Like, leave me alone. Don't talk to me. I'm grinding. And my mom always be telling us what to do and telling us, take out the clothes in the dryer, unlock the screen door. Like she always says, do something. And like I be on my stuff, grinding in my zone, in my like the book said. I think it's Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. That book, or it was a book like that, like Gary Chapman or something like that, or John Gray, one or two. It says like when a man's in his cave, leave him alone. Don't mess with him, because if you mess with him, he's gonna bark at you. It's a bad time to mess with a man when he's in his cave, right? So yeah, guys, you get what I'm saying. But like, yeah, so I'm just not ready for kids right now because like I'm in my zone right now. Focus, like I don't need no baby crying, and I gotta stop what I'm doing to take care of it right now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not ready for a kid. That's just in one way. Obviously, I'm not ready to preach. Maybe because of temptation. Like with women, like no, like it could ruin everything. So God's not gonna put me in a position that I'm not ready for. Same thing for you guys. So little by little, a little becomes a lot. So today's video is titled again, The Effects of Small Steps, right? Another title will probably be the small steps. Take small steps every day, right? So something like that. I totally had a typo with that. But anyways, like a long time ago on my Instagram page, I posted this photo and I'm finally sharing it with you guys. And this is the photo. I posted this on August 29th, 2019. And the post says, little by little, a little becomes a lot. So I got to describe the picture to you guys because you can't see my screen. But it's a picture of some birds that are just taking pieces of bread that are trapped, that are up somewhere up on a window. They're just taking all like piece by piece of bread, pieces of bread, and bringing it to a family that's starving, right? And they're doing it one by one. It's like 6 birds, and they're taking drop by drop, breadcrumb by breadcrumb, and bringing it to this poor family that's starving, right? And doesn't have any food. And they're making a whole entire loaf of bread for this poor family. And that's the whole point. Guys, with birds, did y'all know little by little birds make a nest? Like, have you ever thought about like some people they just think this world just exists. Like it just came into being by itself. Like, no, there's no God, no architect, no nothing. They think the human body was just it just exploded into being by apes and stuff like that involved. Like they don't see the work that it took for stuff to come into fruition. Like they think like a bird nest just happens to be a bird nest. Like it's just a bird nest. It just always existed. No, like birds took stick by stick, and I don't know what that is. Cotton by cotton. Like they took stuff to make the nest, right? A little bird, and y'all gotta look how crazy some of these nests are. That's what a bird did, right? So little by little, a bird makes a nest, right? So God is speaking to through creation when it comes to our lives. I titled this video "The Ripple Effects of Small Steps," right? All it takes is one step, right? One little thing, right? So many people, there's so many misconceptions when it comes to success. There's so many misconceptions when it comes to, how do I see God's plan and God's purposes for my life? Like, how can I live it out and stuff like that? And the reason why there's a misconception is because they don't see the work that it takes, and they don't see the everyday grind that it takes to do what they need. They don't see the faithfulness that they need to have to get to where God wants them to be. You guys see what I'm saying? Like you have to be faithful in the little things in order to see the things, and then be faithful with the big things. Like God's not going to give you more than what you're doing right now. You guys see what I'm saying? Like you have to be faithful in the little things to even see anything big, to have big responsibilities, right? I told you guys what I want, like preaching in the church, right? Not just any church. I want a mega church. You know what I'm saying? I don't want like no Emmy church little. Like no, I want a mega church. You know what I'm saying? So like it takes time, right? You see what I'm saying? So there's no one giant step that does it. A lot of people think like, people just become successful and that's it. No, it took sacrifices, hard work, dedication, commitments, late night hours, no rest, right? You guys see what I'm saying? It took a grind, consistency. It took failure, rejections. You guys see what I'm saying? And a lot of people ain't willing to go through that. So you don't just become successful. It's not just one giant leap, like one thing gets you there. No, it's multiple things that get you there, little by little. That's the scripture verse. That's why this whole passage really a clear. I mean, Exodus chapter 23 verses 20 through 33. Like this is part of my life verses, right? This relates to my life and everything I'm implementing with what I'm doing with my life right now, and it's going to speak with my ministry. You know what I'm saying? So like, there's no one giant step that gets you to success, right? It's a lot of little steps that get you to success. So I'm gonna use another analogy. Like again, guys speaking through creation. I have that playlist on my YouTube channel. You guys gotta check it out on my YouTube channel, Uplift Past Crossroads. I have a playlist titled "God Speaks Through Creation." And with this playlist, you can see sermons and Bible studies and Sunday school lessons and videos I've done with Justin and Terry on how God is speaking through creation. Now, what do I mean by that? God is telling you how everything operates by looking at the birds, by looking at the ants, by looking at the hyraxes and rock badgers, by looking at the spider. Guys, all these animals are little and meek and humble, and they do what God functions them to do. Like they're all bad and off the chain. Like, for example, a rock badger, which is a hyrax, it looks like a bunny, it looks like a rabbit, right? And they have nothing in their arsenal to protect them, like at all. Like they have nothing in their arsenal like a snake to like squeeze its prey and to bend them to bite its prey. Like it's not like a snake. It can attack you. So like it has little tiny feet. It has little nibbling teeth, like barely any teeth. And it's just its biological makeup sucks, basically. It just makes it a prey, right? So hunters, birds, eagles, bears, you name it, whatever the animal is, if it finds it, it's gonna have a field day with it because it can't do anything to protect itself, and it can barely even run fast. Like it has little legs, little stumpy legs. That's how some of us are. Like our resources, like we think we're limited and we suck and we can't do anything. But all you gotta do is use what's in your hand. The Hyrax is so smart. It thinks, right? It knows that it's weak. It knows it can't take out a snake. It has no chance of running away from a snake, running away from even a rabbit or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So like, what does a Hyrax do? It doesn't stay 250 feet away from their home. Where's their home? In the rock, right? Their home's in the rock. Who's the rock? Jesus. So like they hide in the cracks of the rocks. That's what it says in the Bible, right? Hyraxes, rock badgers. Look it up. I did a whole series on that on my YouTube channel. Check it out. But I'll make sure to share it in this video in the description and stuff, and in the added cards and end screen. But yeah, guys, like with Hyraxes, man, like they utilize what they can, which is the rocks. So they don't go far away from the rocks. They stay in communities in the rocks to warn each other when a eagle's trying to attack one of them. They all get in the rocks to hide because when they're in the cracks of the rocks, nobody can infiltrate the rocks, right? They can't get in the cracks of the rocks. Nothing can. Like spiders and all that kind of stuff ain't even up there because they, again, are at higher elevations than every other animal. No other animal can even get up there because hyraxes and rock badgers can stick on rock like nothing else, right? So guys, like they utilize who God made them to be. You guys see what I'm saying? So God's speaking through creation. He's telling us we need to go to the rock. We need to go to Jesus like this. We need to depend on God just like a hyrax does. You don't go far away from the rock. You can't go far away from God and think the enemy's not going to take you out. They're not going to prey on you. Snakes, bears, foxes, they're coming for you, right? The enemies of God are coming for you. They're surrounding you. Stay near the rock where you're far away from it. Stay in the crack of the rocks. Go inside of Jesus. Go inside of God, right? Abide in him. Go further. Go deeper. Then the further you are in the rocks, the further away you are from the enemy, and the further away the enemy can't even get to you. See, the hyraxes hide in the rocks. See, God's speaking through creation. You see that, guys? So, like, he's doing that through the birds and through the hyraxes. He's doing that with every animal. So pay attention. God's giving us the motivation that we need to get us to our blessing, to help us to live this life as his creation. God speaking through creation, guys. Right? So one of the things I was gonna say, how do you become successful? Like, the ripple effects of small steps, right? Success doesn't come from the big actions we take. So many people think you gotta do something grand and great. Like the great coach in the NFL, Chuck Noll, he coached for the Pittsburgh Steelers in the 1970s, and he was the winningest coach until he had the most Super Bowls until Bill Belichick came along with Tom Brady and stuff like that. But Chuck Noll once said, champions are not made by doing extraordinary things, but they're made by doing ordinary things better than everybody else. Ordinary things. We got to master the ordinary things. We got to master the simple things, the tiny things in this life, the little small steps that we should be taking, right? And that looks different for all of us, but that's just being faithful to who God created and called you to be, just like a Hyrax is being faithful to who God created them to be. A Hyrax ain't living like a snake. A rock badger ain't living like a bird. Like, it's not that. It's not a predator. It's prey only. It has nothing. Hyraxes and rock badgers, they can't even. There's no. They're not a predator to any any other animal. Like, they are the prey. That's it, right? And that's what believers are. We're the prey. There's no predator. None of us are. Like, anything in life can take you out. A tornado, cancer, uh, a bite from a spider, even like the littlest thing can take you out as a human being. Like, we don't have much in our arsenal to defend against ourselves, but we do have the rock, Jesus Christ. Like, he is the rock, right? We have God on our side, and when God is on your side, you are the majority at that point. You're not the minority. God's power is greater than any other power. You guys can see what I'm saying. But how do you become successful? Like, why is Exodus 23:30 my life verse? Like, again, I'm gonna read it again for everybody. Uh, Exodus chapter 23, verse 30 says, little by little, I will drive them out before you until you have increased enough to take possession of the land, right? So, guys, like, so many people want to be successful, but they think they got to do something grand. They got to take big stuff, they got to take big steps, do big things, do extraordinary things in order to become successful. But no, every successful person did the little things first, right? They took small actions, small steps. And we're going to be talking about that in this video. Like, I'm going to show everybody another picture on my Instagram page. So on March 19th, 2020, I posted this on my Instagram page, Trouble Don't Last, right? You have a man and you have a woman, and they're both shackled by something, right? The man's shackled by student loan debt. So it's a huge, massive ball that he has to, like, he's chained up to his legs and he has to walk around with it, right? Same thing for the female. Like, so let's say it's his wife. Like, his wife, he has, well, no, it's not even his wife. This is his girlfriend. Let's use me and my fiance as an example. My fiance, right? It's me and her, right? So my fiance, like, student loan debt as well. Well, medical debt, right? So, like, both of these two people are shackled by something, and they're trying to get up to a house. They're trying to get up to, like, the best life they're trying to live their dream and get to the highest places in life for both of them and live that dream, right? But you have to go through so much, like buying a vehicle. Like, that's actually what we need to do. Getting starting a family. We don't have no kids, right? Home ownership, like, obviously, like, you need a home, right? Starting a business, right? Starting my animation company, actually getting an LLC with that, and with my YouTube channel and podcast stuff like that. Pay off student loans, debt. I already did that. All right, I gotta pay off hers. All right, so well, we gotta pay it off. Emergency fund. Yeah, you can always work on that. So yeah, you got all these goals, right, that you're trying to reach, but you're shackled by something. So what are you shackled by, right? What are you trying to get to, right? You got a house up here. What are you trying to get to? What's your dream life? It's a step, and there's a lot of steps you gotta get. There's a lot of steps you gotta step on and step through in order to get to your breakthrough. You know what I'm saying? So your debt doesn't define you. Like, the things holding you back don't define you. It doesn't limit you. It doesn't restrict you. But what you are willing to do about it does. Right? That's one of the quotes I said right there. Like, you guys gotta read my captions of my Instagram posts. They're so fire. Like, so Trouble Don't Last is one of my Instagram pages. My other Instagram page is my_thing_Bible. But let me share another photo with you guys. Like, it's the same thing, same concept. Like, there's a man and a girl, and, like, they're both holding hands, and they have goals, they have dreams. So the man's holding, like, a blueprint of the house that they want to have, and what the driveway is going to look like, and what car they're going to have, and stuff like that. And how many kids you're gonna have. Like there's a whole blueprint of life that they're trying to get to. But all their journey and the path in front of them is just full of emptiness. Like there's nothing there. It's just all dust and dirt and uh, debris, and you gotta work for it. You gotta create it. You gotta make it. You see what I'm saying? So the caption of the post says most people just want to be in the result. They want the end result. They want the dream, right? And they want nothing to do with the process. And it's in the process where you realize who deserves to be in the result, right? This is why, before I go say that, so the man and woman ended up being in the dream house, their big old mansion with the car and being married. And I'm guessing they obviously they would have kids and stuff like that. I mean, but that's not obvious, you know. Some women are barren and stuff like that. And some men, you guys know, it's not just women's fault. But like, but yeah, uh, let me finish what I was saying. Like, guys, like everybody wants to live that dream life. They want the end result. They want to get in. They want to get to that destination that they always been dreaming for and fighting for. But if you really wanted it, it would be all you're fighting for. You know what I mean? You'll give it all you got, and that's how you know if you really want something. Like that's how you know God's probably gonna bless you with what you want. If you if you never stop praying for it, and you never stop working for it, and you're consistent with it, and you consistently work at it, then obviously you're showing God that you're faithful, and you're gonna be faithful if he gives it to you, right? Like if you're faithful in the little things, so that means if you're faithful when it seems like it's not panning out for you, if you're faithful when it seems like it's not going to work, and what you're doing is for nothing, and you keep on posting. Let me speak for myself. You keep on posting, and nobody likes anything that you post, and nobody sees it or says anything. Like no, people are watching, people are seeing it. Like, but you gotta keep on planting seeds. You gotta keep on putting the work, right? Then you're showing God, like, okay, I see you're still gonna be diligent, even if you don't get likes, because you're not doing it for likes. You're not doing it for views. You're doing it for me. You know what I'm saying? So God's trying to see your heart. He's trying to see how bad do you really want something. Are you persistent? Like the persistent widow, that parable, man. She kept on going to the unjust judge. So somebody who had no fear of God and no fear of man kept on going and begging him for what was rightfully hers. The widow, she didn't have her husband's stuff that was hers, rightfully hers. The unjust judge took it. And she kept on going to him persistently, constantly, every single day, asking him, saying, "Give it back to me." And he eventually did it. And the whole point of the parable and the story was Jesus said, if an unjust man did, an unjust lawyer did, who had no fear of God, no fear of man, did that for a widow who was a nobody in that time period. Like, and she was a woman. She was a woman and a widow. And she probably was older, so she can't have kids. So like she's useless, like in that time period, right? That's how they thought. And the unjust judge still gave her what she asked for. Like if an unjust person, and no fear of God, no fear of man, can do that for nobody, what do you think God's gonna do for you if you ask persistently, if you consistently work for something, you consistently fight for something, right? So this is why this is my life verse, man. Little by little, brick by brick, you know, raindrop by raindrop, you're gonna get you're gonna get it. You're gonna get to that dream life. You're gonna be successful. You guys see what I'm saying? So it's so many photos I want to show you guys. I'm just gonna show you. I'm gonna hit you guys with everything. Like a lot of times in life, just it seems like what we're doing is useless. It's pointless, right? Like why do I keep on fighting for this dream and keep on fighting for success and keep on fighting to become a pastor, like of the AME church, right? Like why? Or why do I keep on posting on social media if nobody watches, right? Why do I keep on talking? And apparently nobody hears. Look at this post. A guy, he's pouring water into a bowl. And the post, the whole title of the post, it says, "Never think you're worthless. Never think you're worthless," right? The guy is a boy, he's pouring water into a bowl, and he says to himself, "I have no purpose in life. I'm useless." Right? And he walks away feeling useless, feeling worthless. Is that you? And so then two birds come along and drinks the water that he poured into the bowl. And the birds say to each other, "God bless whoever filled this," one bird says. And then bird two says, "Amen. I was so thirsty." And that's the point of life, guys. Like you don't know what seeds that you're planting, and you don't know what seeds that you're planting are growing. You don't know what God is doing behind the scenes with what you with what you're being faithful to. You guys see what I'm saying? Like we're just called to be faithful. Regardless if anybody passes us on the back, regardless if anybody sees it, regardless if anybody gives us recognition. Why? Because God called us to be faithful with whatever He called you to do, right? So if you're faithful with what God called you to do in the little things when nobody sees, obviously eventually somebody will see it, right? Maybe even more people will see it. Maybe you even get to experience your dreams and goals. But regardless, just be faithful to where God called you to, because other people are going to be impacted. Other people are going to be affected. Other people are going to be blessed. People are dependent on you to be faithful to what God has called you to do, right? People are depending on you to be obedient and to obey the Lord. Not only that, people's lives, hope, dreams, goals are dependent on you being obedient and doing what God called you to do. Like, imagine if I didn't do this video. I know this video is touching a lot of people. Like, I don't have to see views right now. No, I'll see it later. But like, I know my social media platforms are blessing people, right? Like, I don't have to say it. You guys know, right? It's making an impact, right? But you don't stop there. You just keep on being faithful, keep on planting seeds, keep on being obedient, keep on teaching that word, that message that God called you to preach. Don't stop. When He gives you another one, keep on going. Never be content, never be satisfied. Just keep on growing, keep on evolving, keep on changing into the image that God created you to be. Then you'll eventually be successful. And I showed these photos in the other video I did before this. But like, you have the success iceberg. I know you guys seen it before. It's called the iceberg of illusion. All we see is success when it comes to people. Like all we see is, everybody know who Michael Jordan is, Kobe Bryant, Steph Curry. Um, yeah, everybody knows who they are. So they're a perfect example, right? So like with them, do you know their story? Like, where was Steph Curry born? Where did he grow up? How was his basketball career in high school, elementary school? Did he play when he was 4? Like, how was how was his college career? Like, and most people know a little bit about his college career, but what do you really know about Steph Curry? See, Kobe Bryant's my favorite player of all time. What do you know about Kobe Bean Bryant? Right? What high school did he go to? You know, where's he from? Where was he born? Right? Like, you don't know all his successes. You don't know all his failures. You don't know what he did behind the scenes to get to what we know him to be now. Kobe Bean Bryant, right? That's a household name. Everybody knows that name, right? You don't know the persistence that it took for him to keep on fighting for the goal to get to where we know him to be now, right? We all know the hard work, the dedication, the good habits that he had to create in order to be able to be persistent and to continually make those sacrifices despite the disappointments and all the stuff that he faced, right? So that's the iceberg illusion. All we see is the success, right, at the top of the water, right? So the iceberg, we see the iceberg, but we don't see how deep that iceberg goes in the ocean. Because guys, the ocean again is God speaks through creation, right? Did you guys know that 80 to 85% of the ocean has yet to been discovered? 80 to 85% of the ocean. That means there's a lot of sea creatures you don't know, and I don't know, and we'll probably never know. 80 to 85%. Come on, guys. How deep can an iceberg go? I'm pretty sure it goes really deep. Like, come on. There's some icebergs you can't see the bottom of, right? And that's another thing too. There's some lives you can't see the bottom of. Like, you're not gonna see everything. Actually, you'll never see everything because you don't know them. And even if you did, like, there's some stuff about my fiance I probably will never know because she probably wants to keep it confidential to keep me from being hurt. You guys see what I'm saying? Like, or guys know what I'm trying to say. Like, you're not gonna know every single detail about everybody, like their motives, their heart. Like, who knows the heart? Even you don't know your own heart. Only God does. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, you guys know what I'm trying to say, man. So yeah, and there's another photo when it comes to that success thing. Like, I always see again, it says with this photo, it's a guy holding up a sign that says success, right? And it says that this is what people see, right? There's a guy holding up success. So we see Steve Jobs, we see Elon Musk, we see I'll even say Donald Trump, man. Like, he can get out of anything. So he pretty, come on, he got a lot of money, and he lost a lot of money, and still got a lot of money. So he success, right? So but we don't know his whole story, right? Even if you did know his whole story, you don't know him, right? You don't know all the risks that he took, all the criticisms that he took, like his actual heart, his all the rejections that he faced, if he did face any rejections. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, guys, like, The ripple effects of small steps, right? That's the whole point. Like in this life, little by little, brick by brick, like moment by moment, like God's gonna do what He promised to you, right? And yeah, let me just hit you guys with what I'm really trying to say, man. Like a little progress each day adds up to big results, right? Little by little, God will get your life in order if you let Him, and that's the whole point. You need God's help in order to do whatever you're trying to do, right? And I know I do. Like I told you guys, for me, preaching, teaching the Bible 24/7, I do that for my work, full-time job, right? Animation, full-time job. Uh, Writing books, full-time job. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, 6 kids, being married, like all these things, man. I need God in order to do those things because I gotta make sure it's what God wants for me. And this is what this process is all about. Little by little, brick by brick, do I really want it? Right? Because in the process it's gonna show if I want it or not, right? So that was one of the things that we said too. But little by little, day by day, what's meant for you will find its way, right? If you keep on being persistent, you keep on, despite the rejection that you face, you keep on doing what God called you to do. Like, despite the failures that you face, no matter what, even when you don't feel like doing the work, you still do the work. Even though you don't feel like the dream's panning out for you, you keep on doing it. Even though you don't feel like loving that person, the person that you want to be your wife or your husband, you keep on loving them because Christ loved the church, right? For a man, Christ loved the church, so you're called to love the church despite its disappointments and failures to love you. Like, you're called to love the church, love your bride, right? So you guys see what I'm saying, man. But yeah, little by little, day by day, moment by moment, man, what's meant for you will find its way. That's the application with that verse, my life verse, just the whole passage. Go ahead and read Exodus 23. I think it's verse 23 to 30 or verse 20 to 30, but it's right there. Like, I just tweeted these today, man. Like, you guys make sure to follow me on my Twitter page, Trouble Don't Last. I promise I got the best Twitter page ever, man. For real. All right. So I tweeted this today. I said, a little each day goes a long way. Just like with the birds, man. Like, I showed you that bird picture earlier, man. Like, they took sticks, little sticks, and sometimes cotton from cotton field or something. I don't know, like, to make a nest. Look, one stick at a time, one cotton at a time, and they can't carry that the whole cotton thing. They got to carry it cotton, little cotton bit by cotton bit, and that's a bird, right? So little by little, the bird makes the nest. So what do you think your life is? Little by little, moment by moment, day by day, God is working, and what's meant for you will find its way. That's the whole point, guys. Like, all of us want blessings now. We get impatient with God when is God is doing what He's doing for a reason, right? And it's for your benefit to become more in His image. Like, imagine if you got everything right now. Just imagine if you got everything right now, how arrogant you would be, how confident you would be in yourself. Like, thinking, I got here by myself, I did it, yeah. Pat yourself on the back and everything like that. That's why God doesn't give you everything at once. You can't handle it. It'll only draw you away from Him. And that's God's goal, to draw you nearer to Him. We're supposed to draw near to God, not further away. Like, if life went your way, like exactly like you, and this is for me too. If it went exactly the way I want it, why would I need God? Why would I pray to Him? Why would I talk to Him? Why would I get to know Him if I'm good all by myself? That's why life is the way that it is. Little by little, day by day. What's meant for you will find its way. So what God has for you will come your way. You guys see what I'm saying? That's the whole point of this verse. This is why this is my life verse. Like, it gives me so much hope and motivation to just keep on being persistent, keep on being consistent, man. Like, there's so many photos I can show to you guys. Like, let's just show some of them. Like, everybody wants to yeah, let me use some examples, right? Like, you want to be an author, right? I want to be an author too, right? So how do you become an author? You got to start. You got to start writing. Start writing 1 page a day. Start writing 3 pages a day, 10, like whatever you can do. Like, but you have to start. So many people haven't even started yet. That's the problem. And then when you do start, you give up. Like, it's not good enough. Like, I quit. Like, I suck at writing. Like, obviously your first book ain't gonna be a hit. But some people expect that. They expect they expect as an amateur to have it all together. I invest. So with stocks, I had to learn, like, Sean, like, investing your money, you're not an expert. You didn't go to investment school. You're not a financial advisor or anything like that. Like, it's gonna take a while to master this craft, right? But that's the whole point. In order to master it, you gotta keep on working at it. You gotta keep on fighting for it. You gotta be committed and dedicated. That's the only way you can master anything, right? Through hard work, dedication. And the more time you put towards it, obviously you'll get better unless that's just not your gift and not what God called you to do. So little by little, day by day, what's meant for you will find its way. That's the key. What's meant for you. If it's meant for you, it will be, right? Through the hard work, through the late nights, because sometimes even though you work hard enough, it's just not going to work out for you. For example, for me, I would never do physics. I did not want to be an engineer. I tried engineering in college. That was the first degree I had. It was awful. Worst mistake I ever made in my life. Like, no, I do not want to be an engineer. I don't have no passion to be an engineer. I knew I'm smart enough to do stuff with math and science, but I don't want to do it like they do it. So yeah, man. So don't underestimate the power of small habits. The power of small steps, small actions, small progressions. You see what I'm saying? Like reading 20 pages a day is 30 books per year. Did you guys know that? Or just depending on however long the book link is, sometimes it's more than 30 books. But you guys see what I'm saying? Like reading 20 pages a day. You talking about you want to read? Just start with 20 pages. Start with 10 pages. Like start little. Everybody's expecting to do everything at once. Like, no, that's not the way life works. Little by little, that's the way God works, right? He wants you to see all the rest of the things going on in your life, all the rest of the good things that he's doing. Right? That's why life's going the way that it is. Right? For all of us. Saving $10 per day. Did you guys know that adds up to $3,650 per day, per year? I did that last year with Bitcoin and Ethereum. I invested $5 a day, $10 a day sometimes. Obviously, it went up to like $8,000. But like, yeah, so yeah, little by little, guys. And that's why I'm gonna show you guys this picture, man. This is one of my favorite pictures of all time on Instagram, right? And it's a picture of a guy who keeps on taking a square box and just stacking it on top of each other. Like he just does it every single day. Just takes a square box and stacks it on top of each other, stacks it on top of each other, it stacks it on top of each other, and eventually it's becoming a wall, and now it's becoming a gigantic wall, right? And the whole point of this post, the caption says, the superpower of doing a little every single day. This is what happens when you do a little every single day. This is why you need to invest your money too, by the way. This is why I invest my money, right? Because it's perfect to do it with crypto right now. But if you're gonna do crypto, just do Bitcoin and Ethereum. Don't worry about no other altcoin because most of them I don't even think they're gonna be around. But I don't think Bitcoin and Ethereum is going anywhere because they're the best in their field. Like they're not going nowhere. Bitcoin's the grandfather of it all, of all cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency will be the currency in the metaverse, guys. Like, how are you gonna pay for things in the metaverse? You think you're gonna use the American dollar? Like everything's America? No, India, Russia, all of them gonna be in the metaverse as well. So obviously, it's gonna be a different currency for that metaverse because it's gonna be different metaverses. So, for example, Ethereum's gonna have a metaverse. Let me name some metaverses. Decentraland, Sandbox, Wilder World. Like, it's gonna be so many different metaverses, right? And so whatever that metaverse is will probably more than likely be the currency that you use, unless you want to pay a fee and convert your Ethereum to that metaverse or something like that. You guys see what I'm saying? So like when it comes to the virtual reality in the cyber world, right? Invest now. Like this is like invested in a house back in the 20s. Like did y'all guys? I talked about it in the video before. Look up how expensive houses were in the 20s and 50s. It was only like $5,000 max, $2,500. Like I wish a house costs that much right now. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to get a house, guys. It sucks. But that's the whole point. Little by little, day by day. If I invest my money in a Bitcoin and Ethereum, $5 a day. It's so easy to do it on what's it called? The app. Um I can't remember the app. But it's an app that you use to invest in Bitcoin, Ethereum. It's the main one, guys. You guys know what I'm talking about. But if you it's so easy to invest $5 a day into that app for both of those two. And obviously, it'll look like this big old wall eventually. $5 a day. You don't. We used to pay that for lunch for high school and middle school and elementary school, man. Like you don't have $5. You don't even have to do $5. You can do $2, a dollar. Do something. It adds up over time. That's the whole point when investing. Like so many people don't know that. Which one's a better return on your money? If you invest $10 into Bitcoin or Facebook or Tesla, like I am, or do you invest $10,000 $100,000. Like the more you invest, the more money you'll make when it goes up, right? And the more money you can lose when it goes down. But that's why you don't invest in losers. Like you invest in for sure bets that you're willing to put your money in and stay with, even though it goes down, so you can buy even more shares when it's lower. That's the game of investing. The goal is to get like 10,000 shares or something, 100,000 shares or something. So when it goes up, you can become a billionaire. Like you don't invest $20 and expect it to go to expect you to be a millionaire off of $20. That's not going to happen. So little by little, day by day, what's meant to be will find its way to you. What's meant to be is also whatever you create. You have the power to create whatever life you want. This is the ripple effects of small steps. This is why I did this video. Like my life verse talks about little by little consistency, despite, you know, despite whatever's going on in your life, despite how you feel. Just be consistent with what God called you to do. Then what He's promised you will find its way to you. This is the only way you see God's promises, right? There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And so many people think, success is a straight line. Like you'll just go up there. Like investing is a great example too. They think investing is just like this. Like yes, if you invest every single day, like I said, it's gonna look like that. But eventually, it's gonna look like this too. Like over time, like you're gonna have ups and downs, ebbs and flows, right? So it's just I'm just showing a photo of a chart basically, like just going up and down, like like in the stock market and stuff like that. You look at the chart for Amazon or something like that. But on this chart, it's just talking about you're gonna have mountaintops, and you're gonna have valleys, right? And so it says like there's a mountaintop, right? And then it says at the very first valley, it says hard at first, right? This is the first valley. Then it goes up even higher, another mountaintop, and then it goes even lower. And then there's another valley, and it says messy in the middle, right? Messy in the middle. And then you finally reach the end, and it says amazing at the end. Like guys, if you want to reach the end in your life, you want to oh, let's talk about the end of your life. Do you know at the end of your life, you're going to have a lot of failures? You're going to make a lot of mistakes. You're going to go through a lot of hard times. Like, life is not easy. Guys, that's what I figured out. The older I get, the more I figure out getting older ain't for the weak. And I'm only 30, and I'm talking like an old person already. Like, I haven't even started having aches yet. Like, they talk about when you're 30, you start having aches and stuff, but I worked out. So hopefully, I pray I never do. Like, and I pray I can always move. I don't want to be like one of those 90-year-olds. Hey, Sonny. Like, oh, I want to look like I'm freaking 35 at 95. That'd be great. You know what I'm saying? I want to look good and still be moving. But you guys see what I'm saying, man. Like, there's just so much to say with all this, man. But, one of the things I was gonna talk about is just the power of small actions. Small but consistent actions daily result to success, right? Daily small actions add up to massive positive movements, right? And big dreams. Oh, I pray you have big dreams. If you don't have big dreams, you don't have a big God. Because God, we serve a big God, and God can do anything, right? God has the power to enable anything to happen in your life, right? Don't limit God, don't restrict God. He can do the impossible situation in your life, and that's what I'm praying for me. All my goals I will experience. Why? Because I have faith. So despite what I see, despite what I go through, I'm gonna experience it. I'm gonna live until I'm 105. I'm gonna live for a very old age. I just don't want to look like I'm dead already, if whatever age that is. So I just want to see everything. I want to see everybody I know die, so I can have the last laugh, kind of. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want anybody to see me die. Like that knows me. Like my grandkids is cool though. But you guys see what I'm saying? Like big dreams, guys, require lots of small actions. So many people think that dreams and success just happens. We've been talking about that, but it doesn't. Like it takes small actions every single day. So big change can come from small actions. It will not come if you don't take any steps there. If you don't walk towards it, small steps, right? And I really want to hone that in. Like it's just like a baby. I told you guys like God speaks through creation like crazy. Like just think about all the baby steps that a baby takes and it still moves. Like a freaking baby can get to you with baby steps. Like oh, that's something else too. I remember when I was a kid, I used to go with my auntie Mary to Kroger. I didn't mind it, but like walking with auntie Mary was different than walking with my grandmother, her mom, my dad's mom, right? So yeah, like with good mommy, I could just be in the stroller. She'll walk for me and stuff like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? She'll just stroll me. But like with my auntie Mary, she'll make me walk. And I was only 4, 5. But anyway, she would walk so fast, and I would just have to be like, like my feet would be like this, trying to keep up with her. Like it was so hard. Like it was like running, basically. But I didn't. I want to say I didn't mind it, but I did. Like and that's funny that I still remember that. I didn't know I had that memory still. But yeah, guys, it's the same thing. Like a kid can keep up with you. Like a baby can keep up with you. And they got baby feet, right? So that's the whole point, guys. Like small steps, little steps, man. It can carry you a long way, but you gotta keep on moving. You gotta keep on walking, right? So small progress is still progress. So many people think it's not. Like, just think about a caterpillar. Think about all the slowest things in this world: a caterpillar, a worm, a sloth. I don't know much about sloths. Think about turtles. Like these creatures still get to where they're trying to go, even though they move slow. So like yeah, your direction is more important than your speed. All that matters is if you get there, right? And we get there at different times, different levels. Like I'm about to get married at probably 31, like next year, perfectly. You know what I'm saying? So like, not everybody gets married at 31. Some people get married at freaking 18. Some people get married at 23. I wish I did 23, 24. That would have been perfect. But like, that's not everybody's story. Like I'm become a preacher probably at like 35, right? You know what I'm saying? Like that's not everybody. Some people were preachers at 12. I saw some 12-year-old preachers, 18. Like I'm so jealous. But like that's their story. Like everybody gets to their destinations at a different time. And that's the whole point. God's story for you is different than everybody else. So stop focusing on them. Stop comparing yourself with them. Like your stories is your story. This is not a competition to get to anywhere first. I still remember having a conversation with one of my associates in college. She was discouraged that she had to stay another year, and everybody was graduating as she knew. And I was like, and she was like, I'm supposed to graduate in 4 years, like, because that's the standard, 4 years. But now everybody graduates college in 4 years. It took me 5. So like, everybody's different, like, and that's not a bad thing, right? God's doing something different with you. You just got to figure out what that is. Really be in tune with what God is doing. Draw near to Him through it. You guys see what I'm saying? Like we're missing so many blessings just by missing what God is doing in our situation right now. Like, what is God doing in your singlehood? Why are you rushing being in a relationship? Right? You're missing out on what God is doing. He's at work, sleeping around with other people. You're missing what God is trying to do. Letting people get inside you, having sex with you. You're missing out on what God's trying to do through you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would be wasting this moment of trying to be a pastor. Like, I'm not talking until I get in the pulpit. What? Stop. Like, why am I going to wait to talk when I can talk on my social media platforms? I got a platform. I'm gonna make my own platform, right? I got one. You know what I'm saying? So slow progress is better than no progress. All you got to do is just make progress. That's all that matters, right? So I'm using another analogy for you guys. The man who removes a mountain begins by carrying away small stones, right? You can't move a mountain by picking it up. No, you gotta move the stones in order to move a whole mountain. That's a Chinese proverb, by the way. So like the whole point of that proverb is, it takes time to accomplish your dreams, your mountains, to shatter those mountains, to move mountains. It takes time. It takes effort. It takes hard work. It takes failure. It takes walking long distances that you don't want to walk, but you need to walk to move the mountain where you want it to go. Right? So that's the whole point, man. Like, stop trying to rush God. Like, stop trying to rush the moment. You're missing out on what God is doing. Right? He is working right now, even though he ain't working the way that you want him to work, right? That's the whole point of this video. I titled this video "The Ripple Effects of Small Steps." You guys see it? These are ripple effects. God is working in many ways that you can't even see right now, and you're missing it by focusing on one thing that ain't working for you, right? So just keep on working hard. Keep on staying consistent. Keep on being patient. That's how many times in the Bible does it say, "Be patient and wait on the Lord." Wait on the Lord. Like that's, I think it says 365 times, which is hilarious because 365 days in a year, right? By the way it goes, little progress each day adds up to big results. So you guys keep on building, keep on working, brick by brick, moment by moment, like breadcrumb by breadcrumb. Just do whatever you can to get to where you're trying to go. Then you'll get to where you're trying to go. But you got to make progress, right? In order to move mountains, you gotta pick up the stone and move it stone by stone, right? So yeah, guys, like something else I want to say too, um, yeah, focus on what you can do. Uh, Focus on it's two different ways. You can focus like when it comes to trying to get to your goal, when it comes to trying to being successful and stuff like that. You can either focus on a little or you can focus on the big things. Like it's two different ways to view this. So I'm about to hit you guys with some gems, right? So little by little, a little becomes a lot, right? So no matter how big or small the step, every step you take will bring you closer to your goal, right? But you got to take the step. You just have to keep moving forward, right? So many people are moving back by not taking, like take one step and then they take 10 steps back and stop trying to go on the staircase. You just took one, take 10 more, right? So you can get to where you're trying to go. But so many people, they take 8 steps and they only got 2 more steps to go. And they say, it's too hard. This happened to me, this failure, this rejection hurt me. I'm gonna go back down. And then they gotta start over. Then it's even harder and they gotta face different battles, different enemies, different uh the staircase changes, just like I showed you with that visual earlier. Like the staircase changes to different enemies and it's even harder than it was before, right? Just keep on moving, guys. Like don't take steps back. Like don't be a backslider. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't afford to do that with me. Like, like I'm trying to preach. Like I waited long enough. I've been waiting since I was 17. Like, you know what I'm saying? I started doing the social media thing 2018. So I think I was 20. I was like 25. Like that was my like New Year's resolution when I was 25, I think. So like I've been doing it since then. Like, I've been in the game, right? And this is just the beginning stages. I'm still at chapter like 4. Perfectly, I got like, you know, a million more chapters to go. But anyways, yeah. So let's keep on reading, man. So yeah, don't be ashamed of slow progress. That's what I'm trying to say. So many people are ashamed of the little steps that they're taking, the tiny successes, the tiny achievements, the tiny mountaintops that you reach. Like I showed you guys this DM I got at my work. The whole point of me doing this whole video and the video before was a DM I got from my work. Guys, she didn't even DM me from Facebook or Twitter or YouTube or anything. She DM'd me from Ernst& Young, EY, and said that her mother-in-law has been seeing my tweets and my videos and just me on Twitter, right? And that was on my Twitter page. But she reached out to me from Ernst& Young, and she said like, and this was somebody else. This wasn't even the mother-in-law that reached out to me. This was the daughter-in-law reaching out to me that probably doesn't even see my Twitter page or follow it or anything like that. And she said, you post a lot of thoughtful, articulate, and positive messages. Like, and that's the whole point with my ministry. My freaking YouTube name is Uplift Past Crossroads, baby. Like the whole point of my YouTube page is to uplift you, motivate you through your crossroads in life. Meet me at the crossroads, we bump it. You know what I'm saying? Like the crossroads, guys. Everybody gotta bear your cross. You're gonna bear a cross. Life's gonna be hard. Like Jesus promised that in this world you'll have many tribulations, but be a good cheer. I've overcome the world, right? So you're gonna be persecuted in this life. You're gonna face trials and troubles and stuff like that. But Jesus is with you. God is with you. He will never leave you or forsake you. And he will motivate you and give you whatever you need to get through what you're trying to get through. To get through that trial, get through that adversity, get through that valley in order to get to that next mountaintop. You guys see what I'm saying, guys? So guys, like so many people want success, so many people want to make it or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? So many people want to see the promises that God fulfilled to them. God promised to them in their lives, but like it's gonna take work. It's gonna take you doing your part and being faithful, right? And how do you do that? You gotta take the steps, baby. You gotta take small actions. You gotta keep on. Hey, be careful. You gotta keep on moving, right? So I posted this a long time ago on April 11th, 2021 on my Instagram page, Trouble Don't Last, and my other Instagram page, my_daily_Bible. So you have 2 different ladders, and 2 people are trying to climb these ladders, right? So one person is trying to climb this ladder to just trying to climb their ladder, but like the notches, the steps are too far away. They're too big. So one person's ladder, their steps are way too big. Like they can't even reach it to step on it. So they can't even get past the first step, guys, because they made, basically the analogy is they planned way far ahead. They planned way past what they're capable of doing. Like they have goals that they can't reach right now. They got to think smaller or take smaller actions to get to where they're trying to go or do something different, climb a different ladder to get to where they're trying to go. The goal is to get to the sky in this photo, right? We're trying to have success in this life, right? So you're trying to, I know for me, I'm trying to reach my highest and fullest potential. I'm trying to see God like never before, like nobody else has ever seen him. I want to see different names of God that nobody else has ever experienced and experience it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to see God in the greatest ways ever. And I want to reach, I want to experience all my dreams. I don't know about you. Like I'm gonna experience all my dreams. You know what I'm saying? I'm not settling for anything less. So I'm climbing the ladder, right? But it takes small steps. Like the other person's ladder, uh, he took very small steps. He actually probably made the steps like really tiny. In his whole ladder, it was easy for him to get to the top, right? Like that's the whole point, guys. Like you can touch the sky, man. The sky is the limit. You can go to space if you want to, right? The sky ain't the limit. You can go past the sky. You guys know that 92 to 95% of space has yet to been discovered. So you can go as far as you want, right? There's no limit. We don't know what the limit is, right? So same thing with how God works in our lives and what God can do, man. So, but the whole point is, nothing can be done uh, nothing can be done unless and except it's done little by little, right? So that's the point of doing this video, guys. Like, I really want to like help people's misconceptions when it comes to like being successful. Because guys, I don't know if you guys know, but God already told me, and I feel it in my spirit. And I know people that actually watch my channel and see my social media pages. I know you guys can feel it too. Like you can feel God at work. You can feel the movement of the spirit and everything. Like God's at work, bro. Like I'm gonna be successful. Like I'm gonna be. My goal, honestly, I don't think I ever told you guys. Like I'm trying to be the best preacher ever. Like I want to. I want to lead so many people to Christ, preach so many messages, do so many animations and stuff, write so many books that when I die, I write more, I do more than anybody else that ever exists, and my ministry lasts way past my lifetime, like for all time until the earth burns away and we're in heaven, and then it'll be an eternity where I can do the ministry up there. So like, you guys know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, like if you cannot, if you feel like you can't do great things, you're not extraordinary or anything like that, like just worry about doing the small things, right? Then you can do great things. It's in the small things that great things are done, right? And I tweeted this today, man. Like I tweeted this on Trouble Don't Last today, right? It says small steps lead to success. So make sure to follow my Twitter page. So small steps lead to success, guys. Like, guys, just take a little step, right? Take a little step. You're trying to write a book? Just start. Just start. But start small. Don't kill yourself. Everybody trying to lose weight and get fit. That's what I figured out, guys. Like my body, I ain't been showing it off yet. I don't know if I ever will. I don't know because I don't want the backlash from the Christian community because I experienced that before. But like, guys, my body looking right, and all it takes is consistency. Like, all it takes just some resistance bands. Do some jumping jacks. Like, do cardio. Like, do 10-minute cardio. Like, just burn calories, and then just be consistent. Like, do the different resistance band workouts like all over your body, cause every day. Try to do it every day. If you can't do it every day, that's too much, right? So do it 2 times a week. That's what I started off doing it 3 times a week. Like that's consistent for me. 2 times, 3 times a week. That's all you need. If you can do more than that, do it. Like try doing it. Just but baby yourself into it. Then don't kill yourself. Like, oh, I can't stand with people. I don't see how I can't stand doing a workout that I'm not ready for. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't like pain. Like, so I don't see how people just, I'm gonna run 5 miles today, and you ain't ran in 10 years, like you used to do in high school. You crazy? I ain't killing myself. I'll be dead after the first lap. Like, I'm good. So, guys, yeah, it's the small steps, guys. That's how you get to that's how you get to the life that you always wish that you had. That's how you get to experience the dream that you always wanted to live. And these are my last two photos. I'm gonna show you guys just because I want to give it all to you guys. I can't hold back. Like, this is one of my favorite pictures. Again, another one of my favorite on Instagram. I posted this on Trouble Don't Last, my Instagram page on November 13, 2018. So a long time ago, right? And it's just a guy who's really muscular at the top, right? But he used to be fat, right? And he used to be fat, but he started chiseling his body, right? He started chiseling away his fat and started chiseling away what he didn't like about himself to become into the image that he loves. That's all buff and swole. You can see every single intricacy and feature in his body, right? And so that's the whole point of working out, guys. Like I'm gonna put you on game real quick. When it comes to working out, like it takes consistency. Like you want abs, you gotta consistently scope it. You scoping it. Like you want side abs, like you want to see your ribs and stuff like that. You have to do side abs. Like you have to do different side ab workouts to like work those muscles on your side. But you have to chisel it, right? You have to focus on that side muscle. Same thing with just regular abs. You want 4 abs or 6, you gotta work on just regular abs for 4 abs, right? And then for the bottom part, just different workouts to get rid of the flab at the very bottom. Like just you gotta do a different set of lower abs to work those muscles. So you see what I'm saying? Like you want biceps, you gotta chisel your biceps. You want triceps, that's different. It's a different workout to chisel your triceps from your biceps. You see what I'm saying? You want delts, you to work this part. It's different workouts to work this part of your delts, the front part, than it is to work the back part. And then to have those 3 lines right here is different. It's a different workout. You can get away with just doing this with your dumbbells or resistance bands. Like so, like you see what I'm saying, guys? Like you're chiseling away your body when you work out. So that's what you're doing with your life as well in order to accomplish your dreams and your ambitions and stuff like that. You got to chisel away. You got to work it out, right? You got to keep on working out, even though you don't want to work out. Keep on exercising your faith. That's what it means to exercise your faith. Work out your faith, right? Be faithful to what God called you to do and who God called you to be by doing what God called you to do and what He called you to be, even when it doesn't look like, even when you don't look like what you want to look like, even when you're not at the end result yet, even though you only see a little progress, right? You keep on chiseling away until you become the image that God created you to be, till you reach the heights and the levels that you dream of reaching. You guys see what I'm saying? So this is why this is my life verse, guys. The whole point of this video is the title was the ripple effects of small steps. This is what happens when you chisel away at the small things, the little things. If you're faithful in the little things and you keep on working and grinding, man. So it's called the snowball effect as well. Like you see what I'm saying? It just big change, big dreams happen from small steps, small actions, right? Small improvements, right? Tiny improvements. You don't gotta do anything grand, right? Just little by little, guys. So I know that looks different for all of us. So this is my life verse, right? So my life verse, I'm done with the video. My life verse is Exodus 20. One of my life verses is Exodus 23, verse 30. It reads, little by little, I will drive them out before you until you have increased enough to take possession of the land. So that's the video, guys. I pray that you guys were blessed by it. And I know that you were. Like, so if you watched all the way through, man, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, my podcast, Uplift Past Crossroads. And please share this video. If it blessed you, share it with other people. Tell them about Uplift Past Crossroads, how it blessed you, and how it's going to bless their socks off. And tell them, make sure that they like, comment, and share. Because guys, if you don't like, comment, and share, you're not helping me. You're hurting me. Please. And if you watch all the way through, thank you. Thank you. Tell everybody to watch all the way through. Because I know I talk forever. I'll get better. But like messages like this, you need some talking to, man. I'm gonna give it all to you. I'm a good teacher. I like explaining stuff. And I wish that people would explain to me when I was younger. I'm gonna give you all the answers to the test, right? The test is rigged. Oh, you have all the answers already. You just got to ask questions. You just got to go to the right people, listen to the right messages, go to the word of God, go to God, right? You can get the answers. He's not going to give you all the answers at once, though. That's the whole point. Little by little, will you take possession of the land? I don't know how many kids I'll have in the end. I'm freaking 30. I don't know. Maya's about to be, how old are you about to be? 45? 28. You're about to be 20. Now you're about to be 29. How you forget how old you are? All right. You're like me. I'm not anymore. I'm 30. I remember 30. I'm not gonna remember like 37. Like that's gonna be hard to remember. 30, 34 pretty easy to remember. I don't know. We'll see. I'm pretty bad with my age too. But guys, yeah, so on my YouTube channel, Upload Past Crossroads, like I said, this video is my life verse, one of my life verses. So if you go to my YouTube channel, Upload Past Crossroads, go to that playlist, Life Verses, and you'll see all the videos and sermons and Bible studies and Sunday school lessons, just whatever I do on life verses. Like, guys, that playlist is going to be probably the best playlist on my YouTube channel, man. All right. And then another good playlist on my YouTube channel. You saw how I was I kept on showing you guys Instagram posts that I posted that touched me and stuff like that. So if you want to see all the videos where I elaborate on Instagram posts or Twitter posts, check out this playlist, Instagram posts explain on my YouTube channel, Upload Past Crossroads for more. And then also, guys, I have a playlist on my YouTube channel titled God Speaks Through Creation, right? I know you guys loved how I just spoke to you through creation of how God wants you to operate, right? So check out this playlist if you're blessed by that, because I got a lot of sermons, Bible studies, and Sunday school lessons and stuff I did on God speaking through creation, man. Well, God speaks through creation. That's the title of that playlist on my YouTube channel, Uplift Past Crossroads. And then here goes my other social media platforms as well. So please follow, like, share, please like, please follow, please comment, right? So my Facebook and LinkedIn page, Sean Christopher Jenkins. You got any questions, DM me and I'll do a video on your question that you have. And yeah, I'll send you that video. Then also my Twitter, Snap, Instagram, TikTok's Trouble Don't Last. My other Instagram page, my_Daniel_Bible. My podcast and YouTube channel is Uplift Past Crossroads. Please subscribe to my podcast on Spotify. Please, please, please. I need 2 more subscribers and I can be monetized again. Please do that. And then my Tumblr page is Trouble Don't Last #1. So thanks so much for tuning in, guys. I pray that you guys have a great weekend. I still got to do my taxes. I'm behind. I only got 4 days left, now 3. So I'll talk to you guys later. That's what I'm going to be doing this weekend. And prayerfully, I hit you guys with a lot of stuff on social media as well and do some stuff for work. All right. So I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out. Thanks so much for watching all the way through. Thank you. Greater.